Bonjour and bienvenue to Sligo Creek's French Immersion Virtual Open House. I'm so happy to welcome you with us. To give you a quick summary of what we will be talking about today is we'll start with introductions from our administration, and then I will go through a quick tour of our school, tell you how to enroll, the steps to follow to enroll your child in our immersion program and immersion lottery, answer some frequently asked questions, and take some quick pictures, views of the classrooms and the teachers in the classrooms. And I will end with the dates that I'll be hosting live Q&As so that you can ask me any questions that you might have about our program or immersion in general. So I'm going to share my screen and start with the introduction from our principal, interim, Mrs. Stephanie Neesmith. Thank you for your patience.
Hello everyone, bonjour and welcome to Sligo Creek Elementary School, the best elementary school in Montgomery County, if I may add. My name is Stephanie Neesmith and I'm the acting principal here at Sligo Creek, and I am excited to welcome you to our virtual open house where you will learn fabulous things about our French immersion program. But I want to start off by telling you two things. Number one, did you know that our French immersion program here at Sligo Creek Elementary School was the first French immersion program in Montgomery County Public Schools? Not only that, we love to share that we are amongst the top performing programs in the nation. So we have something special here, and we are excited to share it with you. Before we move on any further, I do want to introduce you all to the assistant principal, Ms. Crystal Brown. Please be in touch if you have questions.
Thank you. That's wonderful. And now we have Ms. Crystal Brown, our assistant principal, to share her welcoming message to you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Crystal Brown, the proud assistant principal of Sligo Creek Elementary School. Sligo Creek Elementary is located in the Silver Spring area. We share our school with Silver Spring International Middle School. Sligo Creek is so unique. We have three distinct programs: Academy, Autism, and French Immersion. We're excited to have you with us today.
Excellent. So now let's start with a tour of our school. So here you can see this is the grand entrance. So this is off of Schuyler Road, and this is a car circle. So it's a half circle, and this is where students will be dropped off and picked up if they arrive and or leave school via car. Once they enter this doorway, these doorways right here, they'll go up what's called the grand staircase. They go up this staircase and to the left into the building and to their classroom. If they arrive or depart by bus, they will enter the bus loop right here, be dropped off right at this section right here. They will go down under the awning and into the front doors where they will enter our main hallway. Just some snapshots of some other important places in our school. We have our gymnasium, and this is where PE classes are held. We have our media center where media lessons are held, book checkout, and even some fabulous research projects. We have a fabulous and very strong and active PTA, and thanks to them, we have a newly renovated recess ground. And this is our kindergarten courtyard for an extra break, outdoor break for them during the day. Let's talk a little bit about what is immersion and then what it looks like in the classroom. So immersion began in the early 70s at Four Corners Elementary, right around the corner from where we are now. And it was copied from the immersion programs and philosophy in Canada. And that philosophy is to use only the target language in the classroom so that in Canada, they wanted their citizens bilingual. We share our campus, which is the Old Blair High School, with Silver Spring International Middle School, which is where our students in immersion continue to the middle school program. So what is immersion? Immersion is a strategy by which a person learns a language. Students are immersed into a French-only environment as of the first day, and the teachers speak only French to them. No English is allowed ever, except for kindergarten students are allowed to respond in English because that's the language they know. We're still building their language, and the first few months of first grade for first graders. By doing this, this enables and helps the students to eventually think in the target language rather than translating, which is the optimal second language acquisition. And this helps by not translating and thinking in the target language with the fluidity of thought, just orally and in writing. So as students walk into the classroom for the first time, their teachers are very animated and enthusiastic, and they welcome them. Teachers use a lot of realia, so real world objects, rhymes, songs, poems, movement, gestures, repetition, all these strategies and more to help them make sense of what they're saying. And eventually they start repeating it and coming up with their own words. And before you know it, they're asking to go to the bathroom in French, to say thank you in French, to see you tomorrow in French, and start singing all kinds of songs in French. And all this happens by October, if you can believe it. So in our school, we have 2 classes for every grade level, 2 French immersion classes in kindergarten through 5th grade. In kindergarten, we have 26 students in each classroom, and from 1st to 3rd grade, 27 students in each classroom, and 4th and 5th grade can go up to 29 students. We have a reading initiative teacher that works with the primary grades and a part-time paraeducator. We also have the second semester of 4th grade, students in French immersion will receive English instruction, and in 5th grade, they receive English instruction the entire year, 45 minutes a day, 4 times a week. And that model in 4th and 5th grade becomes an 80-20 model, whereas 80% of their day is in French and 20% in English. Kindergarten through 3rd grade, their model is a 90-10 program, which means 90% of their day is in French, 10% is in English. And the English part is lunch recess specials, which are included in music, art, and physical ed. What does immersion look like beyond elementary school? Immersion in Montgomery County is a K-8 program, kindergarten through 8th grade. So we are the elementary grades, K through 5th grade, and then Silver Spring International is our feeder middle school for the immersion program, which would be 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That is considered a partial immersion program. You do not need to enter the lottery, but there is a step to follow just to confirm that you would like your child to continue in the middle school years. So what to do to enroll your children in immersion? The next steps are you need to pre-enroll your children, if they are not already, in their neighborhood elementary school. This process is very important because it will give them a student ID. They need that student ID to fill out what's called the immersion interest form. That immersion interest form needs to be filled out anytime between February 1st and April 22nd. I recommend keeping a copy of the interest form and making sure that all spellings and the information is inputted correctly, like age, contact information. After the deadline of the immersion lottery season, February 1st to April 22nd, the consortia office, once the lottery is complete, will send out information to all families, either with an invitation or their child's number on the wait list. Once that happens, if you are invited, you have 5 days to respond. If you would choose to accept the invitation, there are various sections you need to verify and fill out before you send it to the consortia office. Once you have accepted the seat and we have received your confirmation, Madame Joseph, our attendance secretary, will contact you to complete the enrollment process at Sligo Creek. So although you enrolled at your neighborhood school, we will need this information here. And that information is on this slide that you will have access to. So let's talk about some common questions that come up when we're talking about immersion. Do you have to speak French in order for your child to be successful? No. This program was developed for speakers of other languages other than French. And the research shows that every child can be in an immersion program. And the more the child practices the language, the stronger that child's language skills will be. So then the next question often is, how do I help with homework? Very good question, but we need to remember that the purpose of homework is to review what has already been taught. The teacher will review the homework with the students before it's sent home. And if your child for some reason is having trouble with the homework, they can always reach out to the teacher or call a friend. And if you see that there's a pattern evolving, that they're consistently having trouble, that's when you would reach out to the teacher with your concern so that you can come up with next steps in the solution. will your younger children get into the program automatically? So that rule has recently changed. If the older child is already in immersion and has been in immersion from 2018-19 year, then they will get a sibling factor. That means that their siblings, younger siblings, will get an extra chance in the lottery, if you will. Your child, your younger sibling will get the sibling link if the older child was in the program from 2017 to 2018 or earlier. And that will be in, they will be automatically put in the program. What curriculum do we follow? We follow the exact same curriculum as our English peers. It is the Common Core standards. We are using benchmark, but what we do differently is we use French text. We adapt the curriculum to our language needs. So also, will my child learn English? Absolutely. We're in an English rich environment. And we have noticed through research that if the students have a solid foundation of their maternal language, their second language acquisition is very fluid. And then without any English instruction, within about the first 3 to 4 years of immersion, their English reading level will be the same, if not stronger than their second language reading level, their French reading level. That is, of course, assuming there is no learning challenges. And if there are learning challenges, the trajectory is a little bit different, but they do learn English. That being said, like I said earlier, English instruction does happen in 4th and 5th grade. And the focus is on written expression because we know that the reading catches up, and that happens in 4th grade the second semester and in 5th grade all year long. Where to find French books? Great question. We are so lucky that we have a media center that is full of French texts, French magazines, French books, and also every classroom has a library ready for students to use. We also have a wonderful and very popular before and after care. It's called KidsCo, and their information is at the end of this presentation if you are looking for before and after care. Does my child have to speak French the first day of kindergarten or first grade? No. We know and understand that our student, actually expect that our students in kindergarten have no French background. And that's what we are here for. We're here to build up their language by modeling and singing and playing and repeating and so forth. So in kindergarten, we know that they're not going to speak English, but the teachers will teach them to repeat and to start to ask for things in French. That will help them build their language skills. In first grade, we also allow them the first few months to speak in English because we know that we're still building their language and their vocabulary. And towards after that 3 months, they'll start to require them to speak in French. Transportation. As of now, the county will provide transportation. However, typically the bus stop is at a central location. For example, your home elementary school, a nearby community center, or another location. Please know that all the routes for the buses come from the transportation department, and they create those routes in the summer once they have what they feel is the majority of the enrollment. So all the questions about transportation should be directed to them. Can you volunteer in the classroom? Absolutely. We only ask that if you are, when we are allowed to host parents in the school again, that if you are in the classroom, you do not speak English in the classroom. English is not allowed. We're very strict because we know that's what will help them acquire more language. But we need and love parent help. It takes a community to make all this work. What will immersion look like in the fall? That is a great question. We don't know, but what I can tell you is we have the most amazing team of teachers, and we have adapted and made the best of this situation, and our students are thriving. So we will continue to work diligently to make it the best experience it can be. So what to do in the summer to get them ready for school? Please continue to read with your children and talk about everything that you're doing. That transfers to French. So if you go to a museum, if you read a book, what did you like? What didn't you like? Why? And so forth. All that will help them in the target language. And then start talking about this upcoming adventure of immersion. You might go to immersion and tell them what could happen, that you'll be starting in school, and that will help the transition. Knowledge is power. If you have kindergartners or first graders, some things you can do to get them ready for school is practice tying their shoes, have them carry their own bag, zip up their bags, teach them to be independent in the bathroom, practice writing, upper and lowercase letters, writing their own name, your numbers, and there are other strategies that can be found on our webpage. There are some helpful resources that are here and also will be on our webpage. And now let's take a look at our teachers that are teaching. Here's our kindergarten team. We have Madame Johnson and Madame de Decker. This another way. So you see some of what the classroom looks like here, and their centers, their calendar. We have our fabulous first grade teacher and Madame Johnston, the reading initiative teacher. We have Madame Anderson and Madame Tico, and these are their classrooms. In second grade, we have the fabulous Madame Kenju and Madame Lampies, also their classrooms and some strategies that they use in reading. Then we have our third grade team, Madame Buchy and Monsieur Amon, and these are their classroom with their math strategies. Fourth grade teachers, fabulous Monsieur Zarbo et la fabuleuse Madame Haz, in their classroom and some of their strategies, and this is their magazine library. And last but not least, our fifth grade teachers, Madame Panetier and Madame Keniger, their classroom and their high-level math. Like promised, we have the Kids Code contact information, Mrs. Bianca Whitfield, and here is the link that will also be available for you later. And last, I would like to please invite you to either February 23rd or March 10th at 6:30. We'll have a live Q&A on Google Meet with myself, and I can answer and help you with any questions you might have, clarification about our French immersion program or immersion in general. It's been wonderful talking with you and presenting with you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions you might have. Au revoir, à bientôt.